Hey everyone, welcome to this weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast for the week of July 3rd through the 9th of 2023. All right, so quite a quiet week here astrologically. We do have a full moon right at the beginning of the week on Monday in Sidereal Sagittarius. And so it's a great time at the beginning to maybe have a new perspective on things, whether it's about life itself, whether it's about what opportunities and potentials are perhaps available to us. Sagittarius is all about accessing more of our open-mindedness and more of our even adventurous side. And so being open to new experiences, expanding both our mental and literal horizons can be a great way of working with this full moon, and perhaps from that some shifts and changes along the life journey early in the week. So the main player this week is really with Mercury. He's forming mostly some minor aspects. Mercury is the planet of our mind and communications. And so maybe some themes around that this week. Around Wednesday, maybe some healing that can be done through those communications. Maybe learning about healing can be great as well. On Thursday, Mercury sextiles Uranus, so maybe a bit of a spontaneous mind, maybe thinking outside the box can be great. On Saturday, Mercury goes into protective Cancer, and so our thoughts will likely start to go into more of the emotional realms, maybe thinking about things from like our past, or maybe things about home and our personal life will likely be how we're thinking and communicating with things. And then at the very end of the week on Sunday, Mercury in good harmony, trine up to receptive Neptune can give us a bit of a maybe imaginative mind, maybe some compassion in those communications, just a bit of receptivity with the cerebral and social elements of things. All right, so let's go and take a look at all of this here in more detail when we return. Alrighty, so here is the sky for this week. We're going to look at this for each day of the week, starting first with Monday, July 3rd. And as you can see here, we are using the visible sky on this channel, which is very different from mainstream astrology. If you are new, definitely check out that link down below for more information. So here's the moon in Sagittarius right at the beginning of the week. So great time early and even the days approaching this week to have a bit of a new perspective on life. Sagittarius is all about seeing things from the top-down perspective, getting a different angle on things, and really accessing more of that free-spirited and open-minded side of ourselves. And so with that can definitely be shifts and changes along the life journey, and it is all in all just a great time to perhaps see how we can implement things for the coming weeks, for the remainder of the lunar cycle, the next 2 weeks, and even the next 6 months, in a way that is a little bit more, again, adventurous, free-spirited, and open-minded. Now that's meant to ground out a lot of the more practical and even day-to-day energies of Gemini. We have the Sun and Mercury still in Gemini this week, Mercury here until about Saturday. And so things have been good to be focused more in terms of like learning and communication, and especially in the more practical and left brain side of things. So Sagittarius and Gemini are very much about perspectives, and in this case, balancing out the more right brain with the left brain, right? Right brain being maybe more about the creative, the open-minded, the philosophical, the abstract, and then now with Gemini, balancing that out with the practical, right? So great time to sort of, balance out the right and left, the open-mindedness with the practicality of things. I think all in all this week can be fantastic. We still have Venus and Mars in expressive Leo, so still good to be connecting in our relationships in a way that is a bit playful, fun-loving, creative, and even asserting ourselves this way can be great at this time as well. As you can see here with the aspects, not a whole lot going on. We are coming off of a bit of erratic energy with maybe some of those relationship or values where we've had last weekend Venus squaring up to Uranus. But anything that is, a bit uncomfortable in terms of too much change or wanting a bit of freedom, we've likely by Monday integrated this. And so this is a much healthier way of, I think, having freedom in our life, having freedom in our relationships, and enjoying life a little bit more on a spontaneous level which is a great way of starting this week. But again, that will be the full moon there. So shifts of perspective to be implemented for the remainder of the week. Tuesday, the moon will still be in Sagittarius. Once we do get to Wednesday, the moon will shift into grounded Capricorn. And so Wednesday is a great time for maybe some responsibilities or some patience with things. Can always be good. And here's where we come to those Mercury aspects. So both Wednesday and Thursday, Mercury will be squaring up to Chiron. Really nothing major here, but if there is some maybe therapeutic things we can do regarding communication, that can be great. Maybe using our mind with Mercury to learn and maybe learn about healing in all this. So either the process of learning can be therapeutic, or learning about healing can obviously be therapeutic as well. But getting into some of that healing energy with the mental and communicative side of things can be great. Once we do get to the Thursday time period, the moon will start to shift into Aquarius for both Thursday and Friday. That's getting into a little bit of the sort of free-spirited energies, in the sense of getting outside the norm, getting outside of our comfort zone a little bit, similar to that Uranus energy earlier in the week, but probably easier to do this. So having a bit of that visionary side, seeing the future, and maybe even connecting to some peers or community, or even the world at large in some way, can be great with Aquarius here. Just accessing a little bit more of that visionary side of ourselves. And this is all very supportive as well, because Uranus, again, is very much associated with Aquarius, and he's just going to be in good harmony to that Mercury. So both of these days, Thursday, Friday, good for thinking outside the box, good for, innovating things a little bit, experimenting with things, especially if it is, again, cerebral and communicative. All right, and then once we do get to Saturday, the moon will shift into receptive Pisces, and then Mercury will be in good harmony to the planet that rules Pisces, Neptune. So all in all, it's a really good weekend for maybe some peace in our life, maybe spirituality, maybe having a strong connection to our imagination or intuition, right? Anything that's in that spiritual, etheric world can actually be quite supportive, and just a good time to connect to that. And again, Mercury being also a bit social and about communication, maybe just noticing a bit of compassion or acceptance, and all in all, just receptivity, I think, over that weekend is fantastic. And this is where we do start to get into the third quarter moon, so it'll be a good time to really start to challenge ourselves to implement any new shifts of perspective that we did gain earlier in the week during the full moon. All right, everyone, so that is the week in a nutshell. Quite simple, really. Monday's full moon is giving us a new perspective on life, the more abstract theoretical side of things, and that's helping balance out a lot of the real practical left brain energies that we've had lately with the sun and Mercury in Gemini. That reminds me that Mercury will be shifting into Cancer this week. Okay, that will be Saturday, and so noticing around the weekend more of this shift of maybe thinking about things like our past, maybe about what's important to us emotionally, more of maybe accessing more of that protective and even maternal side of ourselves in those communications can be fantastic with that shift towards the end of the week. And that just harmonizes quite well with that receptivity with the moon in Pisces and Mercury trine Neptune that we talked about for the weekend. All right, but all in all, that is the most important things there. And just some of these minor aspects, maybe some of that innovative mind about midweek can be great to work with as well. All right, so everyone have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click the like button if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you're not yet signed up for MTZ Insiders, it is a free newsletter where you do get these videos released first before YouTube, and extra content not normally released on YouTube. So do check that out. If you haven't yet, it's absolutely free. But have a great week, everyone, and I'll see you all next time for the next astrology forecast. Take care.